That's the trouble with Japanese bikes. They don't tend to rot themselves into recycling, and that means every online marketplace and auction site is full of future classics and basket cases. The huge choice online is great if you want to buy quantity and not quality, as I was beginning to find out. I have discovered a problem, and it might be a major problem with this bike, and explain why it's done so few miles in the last 25 years. I've had to take the battery out because it was losing charge. I assumed it could have been down to lights that people have put in. I thought it might be something to do with that. And one of them sort of taking energy or a dodgy earth or something. Get in there. Oh, for God's sake. Get some proper tools, will you? Right, 12.3 volts. This is the problem. So even though the engine's running, it's ticking over, we don't seem to be getting any charge. This is only a problem if you want to restart the bike after a road trip somewhere. Or very little charge. I'm pretty sure that when the engine's running like that, it should be producing a charge. So I'm going to get the meter out now and just have a quick look. But there's a risk, and it's probably likely, that it's the stator, because in these engines, from what I've read up, the charging system runs off a stator rather than an alternator, and it's at the back of the engine, and the only way to change it is to drop the engine. Yeah, like I don't fancy doing that. So I'm gonna get the tool. Let's have a look. You know what else? It's got a like a plasticky kind of smell. So there is apparently some connectors like on here, and if they're not contacted properly, then it can overheat, and a lot of people say cut the connectors off and solder the wires together. So I'm going to have a look to see if that's already been done. Yep, okay, let's have a look. We'll see if this agrees with the one that's on the bike. Right, so that's 11.68. I'll rev it a little bit. It seems these Goldwings are notorious for charging problems, and I'm worried this one hasn't escaped the stereotype. Right, so I've got to give it 3. Oh, it's jumped above 12 there. 12.2, 12.4, 12.5. I think that should be 13 though. There's something not. Where's that smell coming from? Pretty sure that should be 13 and a half maybe when it's running. Over 13 volts. And I'm also pretty sure it should be a steady number. So I think that's a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the plastics off there, and I'm going to see if the electrical connector's been disconnected and the wires have been soldered, because that seems to be the first thing to do. If that's been done, then I think it might well be a stator problem. Now, I bought this bike for 500 quid because I wasn't sure, it was a bargain, but also as a spares for another Goldwing I might have bought. Now, I know I might be taking on too much here, but there's a reasonable explanation to how I found myself in this little pickle. But that aside, isn't she a beauty? Who could say no to her? So this is my 1987 Honda Goldwing Aspencade GL 1200. And this is the first one I bought. I bought it the same week as the other one. And I ended up buying this one, agreeing to buy it, but I picked the other one up first. And the initial idea was The 85 Goldwing would serve as a parts bike, donor bike for this should anything ever go wrong with it. And I went to look at this twice before buying it, but I didn't ride it. And that's where the mistake came, because this bike also has a bit of an issue and I cannot get my head around it. But there's loads of things that I really like about it. Starts the Aspencade, so it's got all the funky stuff on it. It's got an onboard compressor, so front and rear air suspension, so you just push that button, bumps up. Great if you've got lots of luggage. It's got this sort of stuff, like, you know, this backrest and these arm things, and I put my young son in the back, Archie and Jasper. I've taken them both and they love it. They love that security of being in something comfortable. The colour, I absolutely love the colour scheme. It's got a stereo, it's got these aerials. It used to have a CB radio, but that's been taken out. Obviously the side panel is missing because I took the battery out while it was in storage. This bike is a death trap, and I'll show you why. Now, when I first took it for a ride, as soon as I got off the drive, I noticed that the front end was just so wobbly. And my initial thought was, as I was riding it down the road, the wheels were unbalanced, or the tyres were old, or there was something not quite right, because as soon as I let go with one hand to adjust my goggles or my visor or whatever it was, the handlebar started to shake. It could be a wheel bearing or something like that. And when I got back, I asked on the forums and everyone said, well, it might be the head brace bearing, whatever that thing's called in the middle. That's what I thought it was. So I bought the tool to change it, and I bought the bearings to change them. Read up a little bit more and said you could tighten them up, but I thought the amount of weight that goes through this bike probably is something to do with that. For some reason, I grabbed the front wheel and while it was stored, and I just gave it a little like that, and it feels like the tyre is full of water. So when I grab it and I just give it one shove, it sort of comes back to me in a really weird look. I mean, even if I do that, it just carries on wobbling all by itself. My other bike doesn't do that. I tested it. The other Goldwing, I did the exact same thing, and it doesn't do that. And so there's something going on. It's almost like the whole bike is a spring, and you push the tyre, and then the energy goes through the bike and then comes back to you. And I cannot work out what that is. I'm not sure how this comes across on camera, but this doesn't have anywhere near the amount of reverberation, if that's a word. I can't feel it fighting back. Despite the dangerous front end, this bike sounds delightful. Just listen to this. So this is slightly embarrassing. I can't seem to get it working. It might be something to do with the corrosion. Looks pretty corroded there, so I wonder if it's something to do with that. I've disconnected this cable because I don't really know what that does, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. Look at that air suspension. Okay, there's a split there, so they need changing. Oh, I smell that petrol. If that won't go, what if I short it? The battery's good, the starter motor's good, its engine's not seized, because you can hear it try, and so I can short it with the screwdriver. So I wonder if it's just that switch. Fucking hell, these old Goldwings. They look beautiful, but man. Well, let's see if it will go. Hey! Oh, turn the fuel on. Well, that's good then. So, engine still runs good on this one, so there's something wrong with the starter switch. And obviously I'm leaking all my petrol. That's not going to get any better, so we'll turn the petrol off. Carbs are probably going to have to come out for a clean, I think. It's like a car alternator inside there. That might be what my other Goldwing needs. I'll turn the fuel off just so the carb stops leaking, but so this one's not ready to go, is it? This one's got a few issues too. 2 dead Goldwings, basically. Not dead, but 2 poorly Goldwings. Well, sounds good though. Okay. So some things to fix on that then. So you got issues too, baby. Well, I'm going to take the battery back out. I don't want you to fuck that up as well. So that could just be the starter solenoid. I'll order another one of those. Or I can just take it off the other Goldwing just to test it, make sure it is that. Carb's leaking, starter needs fixing, but more importantly that front end, whatever's going on with that needs sorting. Now I know what you're thinking, why have I bought 2 Goldwings? I've got enough on, I should be fixing the other one. I'm not taking on too many projects, but that would be sensible, and I am not. Well, I am, but not when it comes to motorbikes anyway, or buying things. But also, this one I thought was a good bike. I didn't think this one had any problems when I bought the other one. So, I don't think they're not impossible jobs, they're just annoying jobs. I shall write a list, and then when I get back from my trip to Portugal, I'll do a video about that next. Oh yeah, like and subscribe as well. I know that sounds ridiculous. Everybody, every grown man on the planet hates saying that. Like and subscribe, guys. But if I want to make this channel work, I do need subscribers. Oh, come on. You slag. Oh, this panel has actually got all 3 lugs. That's a rarity for a Honda.